When you first start feeding birds, you may be excited about all the brightly colored ones. But then you may notice, what are all those little brown birds? This video helps you puzzle out all those drab brown birds at your feeder. We'll cover more than a dozen species of little brown birds. I will tell you a little about each one of them and how you can recognize them. But first, we're going to talk about the two most common little brown birds that are at your feeder year-round. House sparrows are year-round residents across the United States. They're common city birds and live in farmsteads too. Basically, wherever people build their houses, these birds are there. These squat and noisy birds are usually in flocks with males and females together. They like to feed on the ground or platform feeders. Males are gray on the crown and underparts, have a brown back, chestnut brown on the sides of the head, and have a variable amount of black on the chin and throat. Females are gray below with black and light brown stripes on the back. The big flat head has a big yellow bill and a wide pale brown stripe back from the eye. House finches are common flocking birds. Males and females stay together in small flocks all year. In the east, they are found in towns and backyards. They are more widespread in the west, also occurring in open countryside. Males are striped brown on the sides of the underparts. They have red-orange foreheads, breasts, and rumps. Females are brown, streaky above and below. The head is covered with fine brown streaks rather evenly. The streaking doesn't form any light or dark patterns on the cheek, crown, or eyebrow, as some similar birds do. These birds love black oil sunflower seeds from tube feeders. House sparrows and house finches. These are the two most common little brown birds that you're going to see. The underparts of the sparrow are pale gray, whereas the female house finch has striped brown underparts. Learn these two birds first. Then you'll be ready when some other kind of little brown bird shows up at your feeder. Purple finches are house finch lookalikes. They nest across Canada and in the mountains of the west and northeast. They are found in damp conifer and mixed woods. In winter, purple finches leave Canada and are found throughout the eastern United States, where they show up at feeders. Male purple finches are all over red, unlike just the forehead, breast, and rump of the male house finch. And the underparts of purple finches don't have the heavy streaking. The tail is forked and the bill is bigger than the house finches. Female purple finches are actually easier to tell from house finches than males. That's because they have a broad, pale eyebrow that wraps around the solid, dark ear cover. They have broad, blurry streaks across the sides and breast. Cassin's finches are very similar to purple finches. Cassin's finches are restricted to the dry conifer forests of the west. The male tends to be washed delicately with pink, with a deep rosy crown. Females are streaky as purple finches, but the streaks are darker and finer on a white background. Both genders have a large bill with straight culmen. That's the upper ridge of the bill. You may notice a slight eye ring on the female. If you live in the west or southwest, watch for these birds at your feeder in winter. Every few years, large flocks of pine siskins move south out of Canada in large numbers. During these eruption years, birds may be found at bird feeders and in pine, alder, and birch trees anywhere in the United States. Otherwise, they stay in conifer forests in northern states and in the mountains of the west. These tiny, streaky relatives of goldfinches show a yellow wing stripe and yellow at the base of the tail. They love Niger seeds from a thistle feeder, as well as black oil sunflower seeds. Song sparrows are widespread birds across North America. They summer from mid-latitudes of the U.S. north into Canada. In winter, they are found throughout the United States. You can find them in marshes and tangles. They also live in yards with dense hedges or brushy edges. They usually stay hidden on the ground under bushes. They may clean up seed on the ground under your feeder. They are striped with several shades of brown. They vary in plumage across their range, from pale to dark and sandy to reddish. One feature of their striped head is the very wide, dark brown lateral throat stripe, white submustachial, and gray eyebrow. You probably know the male red-winged blackbirds when they show up at your feeder, but the striped females are a bit more cryptic. These birds have dark bills that are long and sharp-pointed. They have a flat forehead profile, unlike many of the round-headed finches and sparrows. They usually appear in flocks at feeders in winter when birds move south out of Canada. They eat sunflower seeds and suet. They may join with starlings and grackles. The female's pale eyebrow and pink throat may grab your attention. White-crowned sparrows breed in the far north, in forest edges, and in the west. They winter throughout mid-latitudes in southern states, coast to coast. They are abundant migrants, spring and fall, in brushy gardens and roadside edges. They eat mixed seeds from platform feeders, but you may notice them feeding on the ground under the feeders. These birds have long tails and are striped gray and brown on the back. The head is striped black and white on adults, but birds less than a year old have tan and reddish-brown head stripes. They have a pale pink or yellow bill. White-throated sparrows breed mostly in Canada and winter in the east and southeast. They are found in road edges and woods. When they visit your feeder, they feed mostly on the ground. They are rather dark brown and gold on the back. A striking white throat contrasts with a dark gray breast. The head is striped black and white or brown and tan. They have a bright yellow spot in front of the eye, and their bill is dark. Golden crowned sparrows breed in Alaska and western Canada and winter along the west coast. Their winter plumage is dull dusky brown. The crown in winter is dark on the sides with a yellow forehead, much reduced during the first year. The spring adults are bright and colorful with their black sides of crown and bright golden yellow centers. These birds eat on the ground under the feeder, but also eat mixed seeds at platform and hopper feeders. Bewick's wrens live in brush piles in the west and southwest. They eat grubs and insects. In winter, they will visit suet feeders. These birds have long tails that they flip about actively. They are brown above, gray below with a bold white eyebrow stripe. Wrens have a long, thin, sharp-pointed bill, different from the thick, seed-eating bills of the sparrows. Carolina wrens live year-round in the southeast and more widely in the east following several mild winters. They visit suet feeders primarily in wooded suburbs. Upper parts are reddish-brown, underparts are a butterscotch color. They have a bold white eyebrow stripe, and they sing all year. Brown-headed cowbirds are rather unusual blackbirds. You may see the shiny black males with brown heads and notice gray-brown females with them. As with other blackbirds, they have black bills that are fairly stout at the base but long and sharply pointed, accentuated by their flat foreheads. These birds visit feeders in spring as they move northward, though they are year-round residents in the southeast. Cowbirds often feed on the ground under feeders, frequently with other blackbirds, grackles, and starlings. Flocks of young birds in fall also visit feeders. I hope this video helps you identify the little brown birds at your feeder. Let me know what other little brown birds you see. These aren't the only ones possible. I wrote an article about little brown birds at your feeder. The link is in the description. You may find more detailed information there and a couple of other species. Thank you so much for watching.